Joe, I love you today, man. Because you brought someone really cool to the gym. Brad, who do we got, man?
This is Justin Compton, yeah. Mr. Bubbly.
This is so awesome to have him, man. I've been a big fan for a lot of years, and the only way I got to get to know him a little bit is on the podcast that you guys are having, All Business Bodybuilding, which is really kind of cool because as you guys are always talking about different things and different subjects, it kind of gives you a little bit of an idea of someone's personality and stuff, and I got to really like him on the podcast.
The thing is, me and Justin have actually been good friends for a number of years.
2014, I think.
Yeah, and we just I don't post things, so you know I don't need to. So now he has like stepped away from his sponsors and stuff, and he became a free agent. We can be a little bit more open and do some of the fun stuff, you know. So I've said we need to get you out here, and we've been planning it for like the last 4 or 5 months since we came on. So we had Ian and Mel. Now we've got Justin. I think we're bringing some
good people, man. You're revitalizing the West Coast as you said you would. Is it cold back home, Justin, right now or no?
It's warmer back home than it is here right now.
Really?
He's in Florida now.
Oh, you're in Florida?
We're probably around 70 or 75 degrees.
Oh, okay,
it's a little bit chilly for me. Yeah.
Okay, weren't you in Kentucky or somewhere else? Like
that's where I'm originally from.
Okay,
I live in Florida now.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah,
okay.
Well, I don't know about that. I live in Jacksonville, so...
Oh, Dexter country.
Yeah, actually,
right.
Dexter, I think he lives on the south side, so I think he's about an hour from me. It's a really big city.
Okay. Very cool. Well, very cool to have you on the show. Joe, thank you so much for bringing him. And we have some cool footage for you guys planned this weekend. We're not going to tell the surprise yet, but it's going to be some cool footage.
Yeah, it's not just bodybuilding.
That's right.
Yeah, a little bit of everything.
I heard he was a big fan of food. Right.
Yeah, we got some pictures of bar this morning.
Yeah, this morning was a good effort. I must say.
We only did 2,500 to 3,000 calories on that plate.
We may have to film some of that.
We'll burn it off, don't worry.
Yeah.
Brad, today's a big day for you also.
Yeah.
Why is this?
My 5th contract with AD.
Boom.
So, 5 years with one company is pretty miraculous in this industry.
Yes.
To be backed by someone and have the support to do what you want, how you want to do it. And that's what Joe's allowed me to do. There's no pressure to compete, no pressure to do certain things. He just wants me to be me and supports me in every endeavor that I have. So very grateful for that. Looking forward to many more years to come.
That's awesome.
And the really bad thing is I didn't even haggle this time on negotiations. Yeah. So it tells you he's done. The cool thing is, Dave, and this is what I wanted from day one with people, like especially my key guys, is for athletes to become synonymous with the brand. And now everyone knows Brad and Project AD together for years and years. And like we get a lot of referrals. Oh, we watch Brad's stuff. They see it in Brad's like YouTube videos, or he gets a lot of traction now. So
he's everywhere.
It's been win-win.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is we've upscaled every year. So for me, 5 years ago, coming over to the US, pretty much unknown, established in the UK and Europe, but for someone like Brad to come on board and trust the process and basically promote a brand that no one knew out here, and then to grow together. And now I think we're just both agreed that we're on good level footing and we're going to propel forward pretty aggressively together in all walks of life. So it's all timing's of the essence.
That's right. Yeah, it takes time, man. Brad, congrats, man. We're gonna have you sign the contract. Yeah. That way, there's no way to renege.
Yeah, that's official.
That's awesome. Let's get in there. What are we training today, by the way?
I'm back, right?
Back, yeah.
Oh,
someone
back.
straps.
Yeah. I'm not
straps.
Awesome. I'm the same way with you, man. I got some tendonitis and shit.
I just don't have any grip at all.
All right, let's get in there.
Looks like I do.
Awesome.
I don't. frequency.
Justin,
How are you, Justin?
do you remember this guy?
When we weighed in together, you're national, so you got your pump card. I was the little guy in front of you. What was your name? George. George. Okay, photo. Going to the Arnold, sure.
Direct current. And the waveform mimics our own body's nervous system signal. So we're just enhancing our own signal. It's a sensory system that we're enhancing. Okay. So when you're just sitting there and the stimulus is going through there, we're affecting Golgi tendon bodies, stretch apparatus, things like that. Receptors within our muscles and tendons. So you will get some twitching off this, but that's just because these receptors are receiving a signal and they're like, oh shit, what the hell is going on? But the overriding signal that we're sending to start with is a lengthening signal. So it's 500 hertz, which is essentially trying to elicit 500 contractions per second. Tissue can only contract at a rate of 40 to 70 contractions per second. So the overriding signal just gives up and releases. So even though you're getting some contractions and stuff, if you were to just do some mobility work in your shoulder on this, all of a sudden your shoulder is going to feel as light as the wind is used to. Like I got Mike Tyson fucking on his toes for the first time in 15 years the other day working on it. So you heard that, Mike Tyson.
That's right.
Then when we train, we drop that frequency down to 40 to 55 hertz, which is a range that tissue can contract. So now we're enhancing our own body's signal that we're creating while we let it contract to elicit about 90 to 95% muscle fiber recruitment every rep you do. The reason why we have to lift heavy, do drop sets and everything else is to elicit more muscle fiber recruitment, to create more tissue breakdown in order to grow. You're achieving this without having to load your joints and tendons with all the crazy weight and stuff that we normally have to. So you're making training much more efficient and you're saving your body.
Yeah, without the pound.
Exactly. And then things like Dexter's, one of these Dexter's says has made his knees feel better. Why do we have injuries? It's because neurologically things aren't firing properly, which creates overuse and imbalance, which is what leads to injury. We improve neurological function with this. If you had nerve damage someplace, if you continue to use this, you would regrow new neural pathways to that muscle and gain function back. So that's why this is something totally different than any other device out there. So we work with people with Parkinson's, MS, stroke patients, you name it. Anything to do with the nervous system, this can help with. It's not just a muscle building thing. This is a medical device first and foremost.
It wasn't really designed for bodybuilding.
Yeah. Well, they added the training aspect into it. But there's another company out there called Arcwave which started this technology. But their waveform didn't match our body's nervous system signal that well, so it's really fucking painful to use. And they didn't have the frequencies set in to be able to use it for training purposes. So you can train I have Olympic level athletes that work on this with explosive type 2 muscle fiber recruitment and bodybuilding stuff, or just working with 80-year-old men, getting their legs stronger so they can walk up and downstairs and reduce fall risk and things like that. So what this does is such a huge broad spectrum. But we're gonna do 3, maybe 4 exercises, 3 working sets. You're gonna push at about probably 60, maybe I'll let you do 70% of full output, because back's a really large muscle group and you can actually do balls out, you can a rhabdo. And today's Saturday, Sunday morning, you're gonna feel like someone took a sledgehammer and just beat your back for about an hour. That's how fucking sore you're gonna be. It is a deep to the bone soreness, muscle soreness bones that you've never experienced. It'd be like taking 3 years off from training and then getting put through a leg workout with fucking going 8 to 3 hours. And then kill 10 times 10. That's literally how sore you get. So you might feel like we didn't do a lot today, but you're gonna feel like we did a hell of a lot tomorrow night. Okay, I promise. Stand there first. I'm gonna start turning this up. And for the scale of 1 to 10, 1 you're first starting to feel the signal, the vibration. 2 to 10, which is the worst thing that doesn't matter. We want to get you to a 5. Once you get to a 5, we're having you fix quick, light pull downs. Then your body's going to adjust. It's going to recognize the signals. Now that 5 is going to feel like a 2 or 3. We're going to turn you up again. one more set, and then boom, the muscles are warm, everything's activated, neurologically, everything's ready to function. So typically, if it was just you training alone, in between every set, we go back to that 500 frequency and that level 5. And what that does is we've just contracted and broken that frequency. Now between sets, we open it up. We contract it and we open it up. Now we're both training at the same time. We're going to be unplugging you, unplugging me, unplugging you, unplugging me. So I'm going to bring you up to a 5. Start giving some juice here. You can feel it, man. Yeah.
All right, let's chill right there.
All right. Let's get 15 of these real quick. It's not too bad. He's at 30. It's a good starting point.
I was looking for a look or something, but you didn't give it to me.
Actually, I feel it less now as I'm.
Yeah, as you sit, it starts. Once you start moving, it's gonna feel even less. What I'll do is I'll turn you up. I'm heading. Pull down a little bit because when the muscles are contracting, you take more juice. So go down, pull down. I'll spin you up and come pretty good. Okay, let's go. 60, baby. Oh yeah. Fucking weird, isn't it?
When it first hit, I was like, oh shit, I felt my shoulder blades come back.
Yeah, once you get moving, everything gets
Yeah,
going
so
for you.
I was like, forcefully making myself stretch out.
Yeah. And it's funny, once you get used to the legs, it actually gives you more power. Yeah. It gives you like a string effect. So I'm like pressing more weight than I ever could. And my knees and lower back feel really good. It's like I've had a major tendonitis hip tendon right here for a couple years now. So now when I train, I just put a pad right along there. The fires I can also die. So that's the thing, I'm actually able to train like really hard. Just bring it up to about 40. You're up 60, right? Yeah, about there. I would take 65. Yeah. know that we consider red positive, black negative. But from a electric standpoint, the signal actually goes from black to the red. So you're gonna feel the strongest of the lower. Now I'm gonna switch this to a negative, so you're gonna feel it from the red to the black. So now your upper back's gonna feel more ready. So shut off for a second, it's gonna come back, all of a sudden boom, you feel stronger in the upper part. So since we're doing a closer row, we're gonna hit more rhomboids and trap area, so we want more signal up there rather than down the lower lat. So we're able to adjust, send signal to the areas we really want to focus on.
He says he lives in your town, Dex.
Huh?
He says he lives in your town.
Yeah,
He said Jacksonville. I said, that's Dexter country. That's right.
I hardly ever see his ass, though. Yeah, I'm never on the south side much. No. When I get back over there, man, we need to get some workouts in.
Yeah, are you coming back after the Arnold?
Maybe for a couple weeks.
All right.
And then I gotta come right back to London because I'm doing all 3 arms.
Oh, okay. What, Brazil and what else?
Australia.
Australia.
Yeah.
You got like 55, 40.
Yeah.
56. Once you get moving those legs.
Yeah, you can go a little higher. That's good.
5. Five minutes left. bodybuilding. That's why I don't get the carbs. Chases are usually on one whole less than right now. Go fucking 90, let's go.
I'm having sushi after this.
What a good day. I love days like this.
It's always a good day.
It's always a good day. It's just great to have new talent, and you know, especially people like Justin that we don't get to see that often. I mean, he's kind of been off the grid for a few years, so it's really nice to see you here, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming. So tell me real quick, how was the workout and how did you like it?
It was good, man. We did some different stuff. I mean, typically the same type of movements that I would do, you know, training on my own. This is my first time on the Neubie, so I wasn't sure what to expect. You know, Brad was telling me, like, I'm used to a little bit higher volume training. You know, he said keep it, you know, 4 exercises that it's supposed to be feeling like I get hit by a sledgehammer by tonight or tomorrow. So I didn't want to push myself too far with it and try it out. But everything felt good. You know, I felt contractions where I was supposed to feel. I can't complain. I enjoyed it.
We may have to do a recap with him like we did with Sergio.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of curious.
Like,
yeah.
You want to hear people's response like 2 days after when
Yeah.
the dome set in and that ridiculous soreness really kicks in. Because you know when you do it, it's kind of hard to gauge what really happened. Like you said, for Justin, it probably was kind of like a mediocre workout at best.
Yeah.
You know,
It wasn't, I mean, the weight was fine. It's just using lower volume
Right,
than what I'm used to doing.
Yeah.
So like when I walk out, I'm like, did I
that
do
it?
what I normally do?
Yeah.
But then like when I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, I feel something has been worked.
Right. And then it's just going to progressively build and build and build and build, and then come Saturday night, you're going to be like, what the hell just happened to me?
Well, I'm really glad he's spending a few days here because tomorrow we're going to spend the whole day together. Joe, what's on the program for tomorrow? Let's give a little.
Sorry?
What's on the program for tomorrow?
Tomorrow we get up and we're going to Self-Made Gym and we're going to train together in the morning.
In Costa Mesa, yep.
In Costa Mesa. Kai Daly, the car owner there, has opened his doors to us very kindly. After that, we're going to take you for some food, Dave, to make sure that you're eating.
I'm taking a cheat day tomorrow.
And you're on your bodybuilding schedule. I'll bring the scales just in case. And then we're going sea fishing. So we've got 6 hours out at the ocean. And Justin, what does Dave need to bring?
You
Stop
need
him
to make sure
being
you have
sick.
some Dramamine because
Yeah.
we don't need you picking
Oh.
off the back of the boat.
Okay.
You know what you blow in chunks.
So it could get entertaining tomorrow.
I'm usually good on a boat, but okay.
Yeah. So something a little bit different, and obviously you'll get some more downtime with Justin, and we'll talk a lot more about what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, and some lifestyle stuff because occasionally bodybuilders do.
Yeah.
Occasionally, rarely do more than eat, sleep, and lose some weight. So we'll
He
try
works
to
all the
get that right.
time, but yeah, he may do other things. He does commercials. He does TV commercials. So to answer your question, I will be with him tomorrow night at 9 p.m. So by then I may be able to get
see Justin's reaction.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
Perfect.
why I was
Nice.
bring that up. Yeah.
Fishing might be a little hard. Hopefully, you don't catch anything too big. Like, oh my god, I can't reel it in.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking I was asking about hyperextensions. I'm glad I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Because when you're reeling, you're actually
Oh, yeah,
like
a lot of
doing-
back movement.
You have 100+ pound fish. It's like doing a hyperextension
Yeah.
for 45 minutes and not letting up.
I'm really distracted at the moment right now. I don't have to see what's going on behind us. But yeah, this is welcome to Venice. Dave, you want to spin around, you can get a little video
Uh-oh.
of this. This is what we do.
Oh yes.
Great crackheads putting palm tree leaves on their head and trying to balance.
Do you have any change on you? Because he may want some money.
If you see how many days confused at a moment, that'd be why.
Justin, you live now in Florida, which I thought you were still in Kentucky for
No,
whatever
in
reason. So
Jacksonville.
okay, and so aside from doing the podcast, and which is really good, we'll put the link for you guys to listen to the podcast. All Business Bodybuilding, it's great. Just once a week, you help a lot of people, right?
Yeah, actually, I've shifted a lot of my focus to that. You know, I have anywhere between I like to keep at least 50 clients under me, and I work with them very extensively too. Like I don't just cookie cutter the plans. Most of my people either have my phone number, WhatsApp, or some of them will still do email, which is fine. But I work with them closely one-on-one. But I prefer to have between 100, between 75 to up to 125 people at a time. So obviously, if you work with that many people one-on-one, you're pretty busy.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I've kind of shifted my gears with life. I still train. Nothing's changed in that regard. I still work out. I still take it serious. So when I'm in the gym, I'm still kind of that asshole guy in the gym that I like keep my head down. I just do my thing, carry on. But I travel a lot now. I'm all over the place doing different things. I'm experiencing things in life that I never really thought about experiencing. When I was competing, I was too locked down to that lifestyle. Like I couldn't see outside of the bed, the kitchen, and the gym. Like that's all I really wanted to do. But, now like I'm open-minded to again, new adventures in life.
How old were you when you got into bodybuilding?
Oh shit, man, I was 14.
Yeah, you were young.
When I got into it, I jumped into it immediately. Like I wasn't the guy who just trained a couple of days a week and thought it was cool. Like I worked out, and I remember we had a total gym Chuck Norris used to endorse.
Oh yeah.
And I had a pair of like 15-pound dumbbells, and I looked down, and I'm like, man, I don't know what this is, but my veins look bigger. It was a pump, and I had no idea what the fuck it was. So I was immediately hooked, and we had the old 56K dial-up modem back then, so I'm online sitting here searching for hours and hours of all the information. I wasn't just working out for the sake I liked it. I wanted to get better. I wanted to improve myself. I think from my freshman year to my sophomore year, I ended up gaining, over that summer, it was like 30 or 35 pounds of muscle. Well, I wouldn't say muscle, but I put on probably 30 or 35 pounds.
Wow.
And I don't really recall my body fat going up that much. I remember going back to school, and everybody was like, what the fuck happened to Justin, I was only like 165 pounds, but still I put on 30 pounds in 3 months. So, it caught everybody's attention. I realized, well, I must be doing something right at this point. So again, I just kind of kept researching and expanding my own knowledge, and kind of just fell in love with it. And I never really let off the gas, from age 14 till the last show was 28 or something, the last time I competed. So I went 14 years that's all I did was eat, sleep, and breathe bodybuilding.
Well, how old are you today?
31.
31. Okay, I thought you were still in your 20s for some reason.
The reason why I brought that up is Justin's saying now, like he's just finally experiencing life a little bit. And
like I missed the 20s, the stuff that people do.
Where like I was the opposite. I never got into bodybuilding until I was 26. So I was, I was a college athlete, but as a college athlete, I was drinking, 2-3 nights a week, going out and partying, and on a limb, go on a 12-hour road trip to South Carolina and do all those crazy things. So I got to experience a lot in life, and I think that's what made the transition to bodybuilding really easy for me, because I didn't feel like I missed out because I did so much.
Yeah.
And one of the things I try to tell young kids when they get into it is just try to experience life a little bit. You can still eat, train, do all those things, but try to find some balance. And obviously, like when you're at an elite level like Justin was, I mean, he was one of the best. You have to have this severe focus at that point. But when you're in your teens and your early 20s, it's okay to go out with your friends once in a while. It's okay to go on a date with your girlfriend. It's okay to enjoy and experience life, because bodybuilding is going to be there, and you're only going to get better when you're in your 30s and mid 30s. So that's one of the things that just clicked on me the hardest is like I talked to some of these guys that were teenage bodybuilders, and they missed out on so much in life. And they look back, and it's not a regret, but it's like a holy shit, a realization.
Well, Justin, you were talking about this very subject on All Business Bodybuilding recently, like a few weeks ago, and you were telling people that you wish that sometimes you would have been not so rigid. You don't think that.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you realized that, because you're still young. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, if I could, rewind time by like say 10 or 12 years, I realistically only need maybe 6 hard weeks of dieting to get ready for a show, but I would take 12-15 weeks, and when I would say prep is on, don't fuck with me. I don't care what it is you want to do, I don't want to do it with you. I'm not interested. You want to go to a movie, go by yourself. You want to eat, go by yourself.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't interested. That's how I was. And I'm not going to say that's going to work for everyone, because if you have a lot of weight to lose and you're out of shape, you may need a full 16 weeks of just that. But I always kept myself in good shape, and even when I was off season, it was like I would have a couple hours out of like one day where I'm just free loafing, doing what I want, because I was too focused, like concerned, is this going to hinder my progress? Is this going to derail my goals? And reality was it wouldn't, because the amount of cortisol and stress that I was causing myself was probably making me worse. Rather than helping me to my goals, I was probably derailing my goals. So
You agree with that,
in
Brad?
hindsight, I would
100%.
love to have went back and, I'm not going to say, party or anything like that, but there's a lot of things that I did miss out on that I really wish I could change. But
Such
I
as
can't.
holidays
So you know
or-
what? I'm making up for it now.
Yeah.
Just
nice.
to balance this out, so people don't get an unrealistic perspective. Like Justin's a true anomaly. Like he can do things that I've not really come across any other bodybuilders can get away with. But he's programmed his body like that. Yes, he's got great genetics, but his ability to partition nutrients and handle food is on another level to anyone that I've come across. I know his blood glucose readings from what he eats. He's on another level, but that's translated in something which is quite unique, and that's his training. If you ever watch Justin train, the amount of metabolic programming has come from his training with the loads that he moves, but the intensity in his and intention in his movements, coupled with the volume and short rest periods, he scorches through food. And that's years on years on years of compounded training, building that metabolic capabilities to partition nutrients and accrue more muscle mass. So it takes time to develop, as well as being genetically gifted. That's why Justin can probably get away with a little bit more looking back, but someone with not that genetics or doesn't put the hard work in the gym, like get one of Justin's training programs and look at the volume. It's unreal. Try doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
that's
stick that
something-
out for 12 to 18 months and your metabolism's going to shift.
That's right.
Yeah, that's something a lot of people, what they don't see is, I didn't do a lot of videos like a lot of the bodybuilders do. Like I don't do a lot now. I didn't do a lot back then, and quite honestly, what I did do back then was kind of,
No talking.
yeah, no, yeah, I didn't want to talk into it, but like I really just didn't want to do it, to be honest. Like I'm one of those guys that I focus better. Like me and Dorian would have got along fucking great his time because you can turn the music off, like no people in the gym, and me and him just one-on-one training. That is exactly how I like to do things. So the cameras, I don't mind it, but I just never really did it. But if you look at my training, I always tell people, like a lot of my clients and whatnot will ask me, how long does it take you to get through some of these programs? And just for the record, I didn't build these programs and just pull this out of my ass and say, hey, here you go, try this out. Everything that you guys are doing, I've already done. So I know it can be done, I know it's feasible, I know how it should be done. So if you're telling me it's taking you 2.5 hours or even two hours maybe on a leg day, but if it takes you 2 hours to get through chest, you're fucking talking too much, or you're not putting forth the right intensity. So my rule is if you can put a stopwatch from the time you pick your first weight up, count your warm-ups, count everything. If you go more than 2 minutes per set, in my opinion, you're going too slow. So that's the pace that I would normally train at, like on my own. And I think because of that, I'm obviously burning a lot of calories in the gym, but just as Joe was saying, it's cranked my metabolism to another level that I was always gifted with a good metabolism, but this has pushed me to the point where, that's why I said I could get ready for a show in 5 to 6 weeks. Like when I won the SAC Pro, I had no intentions on doing that contest. It wasn't even on my radar. And then like 6 weeks out from that show, I heard like Brandon Curry, Fred Smalls, like they were going to compete. They were in the point system, and so was I at that time. I wasn't qualified. I was qualified on points because of the Arnolds. And then I was like, shit, like the only way I'm going to get to the Olympia is if those guys win the shows and get out of the point system. If they don't win and they get points, I'm screwed. So 5 weeks out, I just made a decision, said, to hell with it, let's just do it. And I thought that was my best look ever. The shorter prep actually worked better because when I diet longer, I feel like I just lost that fullness and, I didn't quite have the same quality on stage.
Right.
That translates as well, like everyone talks about the golden era. I don't want to drag this out for too long, but those guys have been there training for 2 hours, or they do double sessions. And why are we all sat here? Because of Jay. Jay was high volume, probably
right.
1,000 grams of carbs,
I know.
and he scorched and he programmed his metabolism. It's like the hard work done in the gym is more than just the session. It sets up an environment for everything else that follows, for the day on the stage, for an easier diet, not having to rely on fat burners and drug use, which is
That's
the
right.
opposite. Everyone now wants to do low volume, a couple of hard sets, grunt a little for Instagram, and take a lot of drugs, and that shit just doesn't
That's
wash.
true. That's true.
So-
That's yeah. Brad, you always in great shape. How long does a typical prep for you? Normally.
Again, I'm probably not as freaky as Justin, but like right now, I I started at 14 weeks out, but I'm spending the first 6 weeks or so putting on size.
Yeah.
You know, and then I'll diet down the last 6 or 7 weeks.
So you can do it in 6 to 8 weeks too. If you wanted,
I mean, I've done, you know.
Based on how you look today, I don't see why you couldn't be ready in 6 weeks.
Oh, easy. Yeah, you know, but so I approach prep because I don't like to really bulk in the off season. So I give myself about 14 weeks or so, and then I try to add some tissue, and then slowly chisel it down. You know, those last 6 weeks or so. So, and again, I'm a higher volume training kind of guy myself. Go. It's, you know, when I'm training with a partner, it's you go, I go, you go, I go, you go, I go, and a lot of people can't keep up with that pace.
Yep.
You know, every morning, I've been doing double sessions right now training, but like typically every morning I get in and I do a full upper body pump. You know, I do like 12 giant sets of chest press, pull downs, rows, tricep extensions, bicep curls, and some abs. And my pump session is probably more vigorous than most people's actual workouts. I do that, then I'll go up and pose for 20 or 30 minutes, and then I do my cardio.
Yeah.
And that was my morning routine.
And then you train people for 8 or 10 hours.
Right. And then I actually
got to unload and load their weights.
Right.
Out.
Then I actually train again.
That's
you
right.
know, so you know, my wife hates it that I can sit down and eat a pizza and a burger and an entire cake and a tub of ice cream and not put on any fat. But again, like these guys said, I've built my body to burn through nutrients so fast.
There's no secret.
Yeah.
I just think it's important you get that message across. That's why you're keen to make it, because people just want to pick the fun parts. You know,
That's
they want
right.
to do the one heavy set, post it online. They want to eat junk food. They want to do a short prep and they'll just mask it with drugs. It doesn't work. Gives a really poor look of the physique and compromises a lot of health markers in the same course. So this is what we were trying to bring back to the channel, is the message of not just like the old school bodybuilding, but just how it should be done properly and not cutting corners, because you might get away with it once or twice, but you haven't have longevity in a career and progress your physique.
Nothing beats hard work. Nothing beats it. There's no substitute, right? So that's a message.
Yep.
Justin, we're going to spend a whole lot more time with you, man, until you go back home. So I'm very excited. Thank you for coming today.
Yeah.
Brad,
You guys.
thank you so much
Thanks,
for having
guys.
us again. And Joe, of course, because if it wasn't for Joe, we'd have no Justin.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, man. All right, thanks, you guys.
All right. So how was the new fit? What's the experience like today?
Oh man, today is day 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, today's 2 days after. First day, you know, I'm used to a lot more volume, so like I thought the workout didn't really seem as taxing as I would normally do. So yesterday, I noticed my rhomboids, my traps was scale of 1 to 10. They were like a 6.5 or 7. I didn't feel anything in the lats yesterday, but Brad did tell me wait till Sunday night. He was right too. He was pretty spot on the money. And it's about 5 p.m. Sunday right now. My traps and rhomboids fried. Cool thing is, my lats, and this is most people's problem too, is you can't develop those lower lats. I'm actually pretty smoked all the way from like my armpit all the way down to the tie-in, down like near my glutes, like it's all the way down. So whatever the hell it does, fucking works.
So you want to go again?
Not right now, no, but I'd be good to go in a few more days on it.